Hi everyone. In our previous class, in a previous session of this topic itself, we have discussed about the national symbols. In the previous part of this lesson, we have discussed about the national symbols. We have discussed about the national emblem, national anthem, national flag, national animal, national bird, and so on. The next part, we have started to discuss about the national integrity. That in our previous class I said you about the integrity of a nation. Equality in the diversity, living together, harmony, universal brotherhood. And the peoples of India, we are going to say it might be a different in a many kinds, but all of a sudden we are going to say we the Indians, we the people of Indians. The word, the slogan which says, which every people of India says, which is written in our constitution, that is we the people of India. It just shows the integrity of a nation. Today we shall discuss about the very important points or very important matters regarding the term integrity or integration of our nation. My dear students, in our textbook they have mentioned about the importance of integrity, diversity, natural diversity, biodiversity, population diversity, and unity in diversity. These are the challenges which we are facing. From diversity to population diversity are the challenges which we are facing to bring the integrity in our nation. We should overcome diversity, we should overcome natural diversity, we should overcome biodiversity, we should overcome population diversity to achieve the integrity in our nation. These are the four basic challenges which our nation is facing to give or to bring the integrity in our nation. To establish the harmony, to establish the oneness in our nation. My dear students, the term importance, the integrity is very important to our nation. Why? Because to development. A nation which does not have integrity, which the nation which is going to quarrel themselves, the nation which is having many disturbance regarding the caste, regarding the race, regarding the communal issues, regarding the economic issues, that can't develop in a good way. To bring in a good developmental way, we should have a national integrity. So because of that, the national integrity plays a very important role in the development of our nation. It might be agricultural development, it might be industrial development, it might be economical development, it might be a development of each and individual of our nation. Because integrity is there in our nation, means we are going to have a harmony in our life, we are going to have a very good law and order in our society. By this we can achieve a good development in the society. So because of this, integrity plays a very important role in the development of every nation. A nation which has successfully, a nation which is succeeded in the term of integrity, it will be definitely a successful nation in all the terms. So the integrity plays a very important role, and it is a very important factor which depends or which affects on the development of every nation. Next, we shall discuss about another one important thing or another challenge which we are facing is diversity. My dear children, as I said you before, diversity is a unique nature of our nation. Indian subcontinent has a very vast land. Because of vast land, we have in our previous class we have discussed about all the physical features and all the kind of landscape of our nation. As you learned before, in our previous class itself, we have learned a nature from one region to another region is very different. The peoples from one region to another region is very different. A climate from one region to another region is very different. The culture from one region to another region is very different. So the difference between the culture, the difference between the people, the difference between the language, the difference between the agriculture, the difference between the climate is known as diversity. The differences which are executed in our nation, which differs from place to place, which differs from culture to culture, which differs from region to region is known as diversity. Although we are having a very large amount of diversity, India is very successful nation in the term of integration. Because of this, the development of our nation is possible. We have achieved the success in the integration. Because of this integration, we have succeeded in the developmental factors also. My dear students, this is an important policy of our importance of integration, and we have discussed about the diversity in our nation. Next, we shall move on to the next kind of diversity, that is natural diversity. The term natural diversity can be defined as a diversity which differs from place to place. In our previous classes, we have discussed about the many tropical regions in our nation. I mean, we have discussed about the Himalayan ranges, we have discussed about the southern plateau, we have discussed about the northern plateau, we have discussed about the coastal ranges. These are the different natural diversities. I mean, all over India, all over nation which is governed by the government of India is not equal. It is not same natural resources. It is not having the same natural resources. It is not having the same natural conditions. It is not having the same natural climatical condition. Climatical condition and natural condition is very different from place to place. It is very different from state to state. Because of this difference, the difference which is there in our nation due to natural resources and many other things is called as natural diversity. When we are going to discuss about the biodiversity is a very vast subject which is extended in our nation. I mean, we are going to see many kind of human beings. I mean, many kind of human generation, many kind of human population. In the same way, we are going to see a very different kind of animals. We are going to see a very different kind of birds, and we are going to see a many different kind of fishes also. So the differences, I mean, even the biological creatures also having very differences. I mean, there are many kind of animals, many kind of birds, many kind of insects, many kind of fishes, and many kind of animals are present in our nation. So this is also kind of diversity. It is known as biodiversity. Next, as I said you before, that is a population diversity. I mean, the human beings also very different. I mean, population diversity is differentiated under the caste, under the religion, under their gender, and many other things. This is known as diversity. I mean, the mindset of a person to person is very different. The worshipping skills or worshipping policies of person to person is very different. A religion to person, the religion of person to person is very different. The belief of person to person is very different. The following nature of person to person is very different. The economical status of person to person is very different. This is all about the population diversity. When we are going to achieve, when we are going to overcome the biodiversity, natural diversity, population diversity, we are going to get a unity in a diversity. If we are going to overcome all these four things, we are going to get a unity in the diversity. The unity in diversity itself we are going to call as integrity of our nation. I mean, the term integrity is very simple. It might be diversity or it might be difference in any kind. It might be difference in any kind. Totally we are all saying we are one, we are Indian. Such kind of thing is known as diversity. India is a nation. It might be having a many kind of population, many kind of religion, many kind of caste, many kind of creed, many kind of natural diversities, many kind of resource diversities, many different languages, many different landscape. But rather than this, we all known as Indians. We all administrated under the Indian Constitution. We all administrated under the Indian Union, and we says we the peoples of India. So it is known as unity in diversity. This is all about the importance of a natural integration, or this is all about the factors which influence on the national integration. Next week we shall discuss about the factors which hinder the national integration. I mean, the factors which damages the natural integration, or which are very big obstacles to achieve the national integration. My dear students, as you all know that these are the three major factors which are the major obstacles for the integration, that is casteism, communalism and regionalism. The term casteism can be defined as difference in the peoples according to their castes. This is a big social evil or a social barrier which is a big obstacle to get the integration in our nation. So casteism means differentiating the peoples or differentiating the population according to their caste. This is a very big problem to achieve the integration. Next, communalism. Communalism means caste are subdivision of communal. That group of persons are Hindu, these are Muslims, these are Jains, these are Sikhs, these are Buddhists. Differentiating the people according to their religion is known as communalism. They are going to create the inviolence in our nation. Some communal disturbance are going to damage the national integrity, which affects the development of our nation. This is about the communalism. Next, regionalism. Regionalism means we the people of Karnataka, we the people of Andhra Pradesh, we the people of Telangana, we the people of Kerala, we the people of Maharashtra. The dominance nature between the states and clashes, administrator or some many language classes, river classes and many other classes which are going to take place very frequently with Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Kerala, Karnataka, Goa, Karnataka. We are going to see these clashes frequently in our news channels, and we are very familiar with all these things. This criticizes or this system or this clashes are known as regionalism. These are the three important factors which affects which are the major obstacle to get the national integration. This is all about the topic national symbols and national integration, my dear students. This ends your topic. That is national symbols and national integration. In our next class, we shall discuss about the next topic which has been mentioned in our textbook. Thank you one and all.